to Artist in Recovery from the Weaver John C. of Rosamond, California. 4:37 p.m. West Coast time. It's still January 19th, 2024. I'm still trying to get used to this change. I mean, we were 2023 and kind of rolled off the tongue, And now it's 2024, and things haven't changed for the better, unfortunately. We are still dealing with a Trump and others. We're still trying to deal with anything and everything goes. I've come across past couple of months, and I needed to hear something positive online. I've been tagged like crazy with the zeros and ones with the marketing algorithms left and right. Can't seem to shake it, so I draw cartoons. Cartoons that I grew up with and enjoyed. But the problem is, it's only shallow, it's only fickle, and it only shows of the values and insanity I grew up with back in the 90s. Wonderful, wasn't it? I came across a pastor named of Reverend Ed Trevors. He's over the border. He's in Greenland, I think. And this guy has a way of getting to people. He's very gentle when it comes down for his sermons. He's from the parish of St. Margaret of Scotland, and he's trying to get some more information off of his website there. But it's a Canadian. He's Canadian. So he's out there. And listening to him talk about, no, actually, it's Diocese of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. That area. Not bad. Listening to him talk about politics. A hell of a lot easier than for me listening to Mo of the Fifth Column and him trying to psychoanalyze anything and everything that goes. Because I find that he's got a different viewpoint that I'm kind of leaning towards. He's very profound. He's very profound. And perfect as he is, and I know I'm a screw up, that's for damn sure. And I know he's a screw up, like the rest of us. But sometimes we just need to hear it from someone else who's just as screwed up as we are, of whatever message we need to hear. He was raising up Romans 13. And apparently there are some those Trumplicants in one form or another, including pastors who actually fall in line with the Antichrist. Kept bringing up Romans 13 as something of a biblical mallet to hit over people. I had to scare the living crap out of him, and he was giving a different interpretation of what it meant. And I had to look at it. And I also had to remember some of the teachings I learned a long time ago. You can either use the Bible as a biblical mallet to hit over people and say you must obey because this book commands you and I command you since I am holding this book and therefore you listen to me and therefore and therefore and therefore and what is and God knows what else are going to be coming out of their mouth. When I'm trying to hear other pastors or other people not raising the holy hand of God and fist and saying, this will be done because you will do this thing. You will do this, otherwise for damnation you are screwed. Okay, get some altitude on it. Okay, so we can raise up the other hand? Okay. I hold up the Holy Bible. Well, there's supposed to be a Bible here anyway. I hold up the Holy Bible of God. I speak for him, and I command you through him to do it my way, because I said so. I'm not drinking it out. I'm just drinking because I got acid indigestion. Milk, anybody? All right. That being said, since when it was God's policy, somewhere in the New Testament, even after when Christ passed away and then started even teaching some of his followers one way or another, even peering every so often or once in a while, I try to get them on the path. Since when are we supposed to be going through the Bible thumping at this point over here? We're supposed to be listening to somebody going, you will do this. Since when did God ever wanted that to happen? I mean, in the Old Testament, it was an angry thing. A hell of a lot of anger, a hell of a lot of things happening over here, and people freaking and screaming left and right. And what we got in this day and age, people want to do Bible thumping. They want to do book burning. They want to preserve the Bible as the holiest book of ever. And it's got more things that would scare the living daylights out of them. And they don't like that. They don't want to be reminded that their holy book is imperfect as hell. Well, we got people quoting from it left and right from the Old Testament and thinking it's fire and brimstone. That's about it. And they'll look at the New Testament and think it's still fire and brimstone. But to think of it, I still hold myself accountable. I still hold myself responsible and transparent, or as much as I can, as long as I can, and if I'm willing. There ought to be some things I hold in reserve. But the one thing I can't stand is people doing the Bible thumping on me and expecting me to follow it, one way or another. If I'm listening and I feel like I'm motivated to talk about it, I'll talk about it. And listening to this Reverend Ed Travers, every once in a while I'll listen to it. I'll listen to his sermon on the tube. And then I'm trying to backtrack where he's talking from. And then try and look at the passages while he's trying to do his explanations of it. Because I'm trying to get clarification. I'm trying to get something verified. And once I get that verified, much like I do troubleshooting on your stuff and everybody else I come across. See, this is what happens when you get into college and you really have to learn how to research stuff. Let me go off the reservation a little bit here, but it kind of relates to it. I don't have any note cards for this thing, so I'm talking off the top of my head. I know you do the same thing too. Okay. When you're in college, you're expected to write all these nice, juicy reports for the professors to read. You're supposed to do the homework, and the homework is you research the crap out of your topic. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what type of topic it is. You research the living daylights out of the thing, regardless of what it is. Regardless. Say, for example, if I'm going to be bringing up this old chestnut, I'm going to do something about critical thinking literature analysis on Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's Prometheus Man, otherwise called the creature. When I had done an essay on this one a long time ago, I really didn't have the viewpoint of the instructor. I had the viewpoint of mine. Apparently I wasn't in line with her, but in trying to get all the information and facts necessary, I had to do information research. Each time I was in a sociology, health. Most of the classes I had to do general research on the topic and then dig into it, like a reporter would dig into it for what, where, why, when, how, who. But then go further into that, go into the history, go into the background. get synopses going on. Build up a thesis statement to start things off. The first paragraph usually starts running. You get, I don't know, how many pages you got for the report? 68. Okay, normally they do 68. You got maybe about a week or less, or maybe 2 weeks to get a 68-page report. For me, I'm like, okay, most of that time is to research, dig, 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 dig. Get the copying, pasting, PDF files, whatever I need. Copy down all the material concerning about works cited. I have to have it backed up. I have to have a bibliography here. I have to have it where I can have the reader verify the sources I'm putting in there to make it legitimate. Otherwise, it's full of crap, and I am not taken seriously at all. It'll be a laughing stock. It's like listening to the QAnon crap, and you think it's legitimate, and you post it in an essay, and it comes out with scrap. And then you wonder how come you got railroad and sandbagged throughout the scholastic system because you did something stupid. You're copying and pasting from other people without giving them credit and claiming it's your own. Ooh, bad news on that one. Plagiarism is not good, but people do it all the time. But when it comes down for reports, that's what I got to do. I got to verify the stuff. I got to make sure that I've got my topic, the sources, thesis statement. I've got the chunks of the essay already written out. Sometimes bullet points. Some professors like bullet points. Get the information out there. And then have a conclusion and maybe a personal opinion. And then this last sheet's going to be the works cited. So sometimes when they ask for 68, I give them a 10. It pisses them off, but at least I get a grade out of the damn thing. I don't flunk it. But I give them a little bit more juicier detail in it because 68 pages I'm not doing. I'm doing more because I think it deserves more. Hell, if I could do a book out of the damn thing, I'll do a book out of the damn thing. I've done it before. So I'm not worried about that. I'm never afraid of doing the research on stuff like this. So when somebody's going to be telling me that in one particular biblical phrase, that we have to obey this because it's this way, there's always a different interpretation, always a different way of looking at this damn thing. That's why I have to keep doing my homework and research on these people to keep proving them one way or another if they're legitimate or not. Now, granted, the videos links that you've sent are the links in the description concerning about videos and text, and I go further than that. I want to go further into that. I've heard Bo send some other things like, I've never heard that before. Where are you getting that information from? He doesn't post his stuff. He just says it off the damn top of his head. I got to do better than that. I have to get going on it. And not just once in a while. I got to get going like you've been. You've been consistent. Daryl, you've been consistent on this damn thing like crazy. I got to be a little more like you on that one. I got to get back into the mode of it, you know? So as soon as I get this one loaded up and put into the queue without it getting published, I'll start finding the research material and I'll start putting it into the descriptions. I have to work on this. I have to work on this. Because this is important. This is important. It keeps my English skills going, keeps my linguistic skills going. Well, but I have to keep my research edge going. Even though I may have been out of a semester or two, I still need to keep the edge going. So I need to be reminded. Okay? Okay. So getting back to Trevor's. Easy going guide to listen to. When you get a chance and you're off time, take a gander at one of his videos or two. The shorter ones will be worthwhile. The longer ones, about 2 hours, only if you got the time for it, buddy. But I've listened to some of it, and he's okay. Unlike the other fools and idiots that I also have been tagged up for, such as, let's see, the Young Turks and their associations with anybody and everybody. A Ring of Fire on that one, and Jesse Dollarmore, and Other schmucks that keep popping in there. And they go over at different areas left and right, including some of the garbage areas you've been into. They go to Truth Social. I tell you, I'm sorry, I don't go into garbage. I don't go digging for garbage like that and produce treasure out of that. If it's garbage, it's garbage. If they're going to be producing that much hatred and vitriol and everything else like that, and they want to stay in the garbage mound, let them stay in the garbage mound and stink. Whatever kind of opinions that they've got, if it's in the garbage mounds, let it stay there and rot. Because that's all I consider them as rotten. Now, if they want to be part of the recycling, that's one thing. If they're going to be changing into manure that can be used for other better beneficial stuff, okay. But it depends if this stuff is going to be mutated somehow into something beneficial. I mean, that's going to be a rarity. Unless, of course, you think that constant berating people left and right is the healthiest way to get through life. Constructive criticism is one thing. Being critical, looking at literature and tearing the damn thing apart and giving your own viewpoints because you're looking at it in your own way. Okay, we got that. But to constantly berate people and to force them, I'm sorry, I don't buy that bullshit. And at times, I don't hold back the language either. You know that. That's why I don't get corporate sponsorships. Nobody's going to like a foul mouthed git like me. And I'm not looking for it anyway. You're screwing up my damn disabilities. Bad enough I got the federal government on my ass. Long stories. One of these here millenniums. Okay, for the most part, I'm doing okay. Oh, ending on this one. I know you're going to be looking at this one. I know you've heard about the stories if you've been digging through the trash files. I don't know if it's legitimate or not. Nobody's saying it or what, but they're still guessing at this point. What was it? Thursday, Trump in his mouth came out of the courtroom still bad mouthing and waving at the cameras. And what did the photographers get? He's got blood, or it looks like red welts or something on his fingers and palms. And this stuff is being circulated left and right. Hell, you can even do a name search on Google on this one or do a search on the damn thing and see Trump in his hands. Type out the word syphilis. The new nickname for him is Syphilis Dawn. Whether or not it's confirmed or not, we don't know. But people are starting to call him Syphilis Dawn because, and this I probably will have to put into there. So, okay, I gotta get in there. I gotta make sure that I got this information correct here, because if I don't, I'm gonna be screwed up. On one screen I can do this, with the other screen I gotta send the stuff over so I can go over here and work on this thing. Okay. Let's see. Somebody was talking about Nietzsche, Antichrist, and God knows what else. Nietzsche and Antichrist. How about that one? Weaponized pastor. Oh, that's a good one right there. That's a good one. Weaponized pastor has complete mental breakdown at Trump's rally. YouTube. You got to check that one out. Back up the video. Weaponized pastor has complete mental breakdown at Trump rally. Film a little of it. Okay. This one I'm going to have to put onto the description concerning about syphilis. Look at it. Don't comment just yet. Just look at the whole damn thing. Go for every stage that we've got on this one. From beginning at the top of the topic of the syphilis symptoms all the way down to the bottom. If you think you're not freaked out just yet, ooh. People think that this guy's got stage 2. Secondary stage to nearly late stage of it. Just see some of the symptoms that we've got on here. Read about the incubation time we've got. And if it's already passed once, He still got it. It's worse than what was the hell that? Something right after chicken pox that you get, and it still comes back, and you still need to get an immunization for that thing. Hold on, before you go, let me get that typed up. Hang on, Snoopy. Hang on. All right. So what do we got? And to be the complications very so low. No, that's not it. Oh, no, 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 no. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Shingles! There we go. That's the thing I was trying to remember. Shingles. Guys our age going to have to get the shingles vaccine. Which means when I go to the doctor's office in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be getting stabbed too many damn times. As much as I want to move that damn date, I still got to keep the damn shit because I got to find out what the hell's going on with the rest of the body. Get the shingles virus. Give them everything and anything. I have to write everything else down on a damn piece of paper, hand it to the doctor, or at least type the damn thing up and put it into a message to the doctor. Tell him what the symptoms are, what I've got. Or send a file over to him on that one. I think I'll do that. Be easier. Okay. That being said, you try to have a good one, and I'll hear you about it in several hours when you start posting again.